So one thing that's been changing a little bit is you guys initially launched with 4 main pay-per-views and have since added a little bit. I'm just kind of curious, do you have a specific number in mind that you think is like the ideal for AEW in terms of how many pay-per-views you guys want to run?
So that's a good question. So I'm actually a believer in not necessarily less is more, but I just really think that everything needs time in the oven to be baked right, and that when there is something that is tagged as a big show, I think the feeling that goes with the big show should be one of excitement. It should be an event that you set aside time for, that maybe you call up your friends or family for to sit down and watch with excitement. And I think, hey, if it's doable, if we could recreate that feeling, then let's do it every week. If we feel like we could be comfortable recreating that feeling every week, and we know fans would be happy, appreciative, and they'd love that, then sure. Then let's follow the fans' demands for that type of schedule. But I feel that if running too many pay-per-views would be a detriment to the feeling accompanied with watching our product, then it's probably best to kick it back a notch. We have wrestlers on our roster that they could wrestle 365 days a year, and they want to because they love this business and they love being in a ring. Does that mean that we should wrestle every day of the year? Absolutely not. I don't think so. And that's sort of the same feeling I have towards pay-per-views. I think they should feel special. I think that when you're building towards a pay-per-view, you should definitely have enough time to build stories and for people to, you should have enough time to build stories and to build up emotion to a fever pitch so that by the time you get that payoff at the pay-per-view, that you're going to be satisfied or extremely dissatisfied with the outcome, but you're going to want to watch the show the week after on Dynamite. And I really do think that when it comes to big match pay-per-views for in-ring quality, I think AEW still has the best product on the planet. I really do. And I think you can add any, regardless of what promotion you may be a fan of, I would put our best shows up against, their best shows, and I think we would do well. And I really think that we could have the best matches, but if we do too many of the best matches, then it just becomes the same. So what's the magic number for pay-per-views? I don't know, but I think it's best to slowly baby crawl up than to just toss out a ridiculously high number and have people burned out from the get-go. So that's my only fear, is that if you just kind of like pluck a number out of thin air and say, okay, we're going to go with 24 pay-per-views a year, I think you should tread very trepidatiously in a situation like that, because you could be burning out your own fan base who just want to see the best that your product has to offer. And I just want to make sure that if we're giving the best that we know we can give, we just need to make sure that we go about it in the best way. But it's not my decision. It's there are people way above me that make these decisions, and ultimately I think it's really based on what they want. But if it were up to me, I would just say, dude, what do the fans want? It's easy to ask them. You know what I mean? Just listen to the people, and whether it be a direct answer from them or you listen to the people via response of ticket sales or how vocal they are online or otherwise. It's I've always, at least in the beginning, the mission statement was always to make this a product for the fans. So I never want to have to cut them out of the equation. And I hope that the people making those decisions, keep that in mind as well, because I think that's the most important part, is not just having oodles of content, but it's about having oodles of very satisfied fans.